Hey everyone, welcome back to RJK English or RJK Hindi. I'm sorry, RJK Urdu, not RJK Hindi, right? Today we're going to move on. We've done the Bay cluster, the B's. We've done the Jeem cluster, which are the J shapes. We've done the Dal cluster, which are the D shapes, or the letters around those D's. Now we're going to move on to the Re cluster, which are the R shapes. Okay, first one. R, ra, ra, ra. In American English we say ra, but in Urdu and Hindi you say ra, ra, ra. It's that flapped R right behind the teeth. Ra, ra. This is the Devanagari. This is the Urdu. Notice this could look like the D. It also sometimes could be mistaken for the U or the wa. Okay, but that's the ra. It slopes from the right to the left, and usually slopes from the right to the left, and ends kind of like a hockey stick. Like if you're if you've got your hockey stick down like this, and here's the this is a Canadian hockey, not field hockey, ice hockey. It's like that. Okay. The R, just like the D, the da that we learned last time, is only an alone or an ending letter. So when I write parda, which means like a curtain, but it can also mean when women are wearing head coverings or full burqa, we could call this parda, because women at one time were behind curtains so they couldn't be seen. So we call this parda. So here's my pa. You'll recognize the pa. Why is this not working well? I'm gonna have to wash this. Here's my pa. Come down, and there's my ra. Remember how I made the pa into the pa there? This part here is that pa, and I put the dots below. Here, I have this little line, and then it goes into that sloping R. Par, da. This is the da. Notice the difference. It more looks like a mouth, you know, like a snake mouth. You know, you can imagine a dragon mouth or something like that. The D looks more like this. This is another H. So there are multiple H's. So there is this H. I'm going to use the blue marker. Let's see if that works better. There's this H. Ha. There's this one that we met, the choti hai. And there's also this one. It almost looks like a circle, but it's more like an egg, like that. So parda is actually parda. But in Urdu, it ends up being like a short A. Parda. You also saw this in Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh. So Shah means king. And in Persian, it's a Persian word, so it's Shah, with a ha. Also, this shows up, I think it's the same in Allah. When we write the word Allah, not Allah, but Allah, here's how it's written in Urdu. This ending is actually this ha, I believe. That's how I write it when I type it. Okay? It's that ending ha. So it's Allah. Allah. So for Muslims that are learning, I apologize when I say Muhammad. I won't say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam because people won't know what I'm saying. When I say Allah, I won't say Allah wa-talla. Okay? I'm just saying the names like I'm teaching people that aren't Muslim. Okay? So, but please pardon me for that. Okay? So, parda. Par. Notice it's not connecting with the D. And then the D is not connecting with this choti hai. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not choti hai. That's another type of ha. Okay? Okay, ra. What do you think comes next? No, there is no aspirated dental R. It's just ra, 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 ra. Now, but the next one, and this might freak out Hindi speakers a little bit, the next one is the Retroflex R. Notice my Retroflex mark. It looks like a flat mark if you're doing music. Okay, the flat mark. This is going to be this capital R. In Hindi, it's a totally different letter. So this is a retroflex. So let's practice going from D dental to D retroflex. And I'm going to show you on my teeth here, okay? And this is going to be my tongue. So, oops, sorry. Da, I'm on the teeth. The blade of my tongue, just past the tip, is on my teeth here. Da, da, da. Now, for the retroflex, I'm going to touch right here. Da, 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 da. Notice that sound? Da. How about the T? Da, 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 da. Now we're going to do that with the R. Ra, 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 right behind the teeth. Ra, ra, ra. Parda, parda, parda. Right? Now this is a little bit harder. You do the da, like the D, but you're going to flap your tongue past it. It's going to flap, but it's going to flap here on the top. Ra, 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 ra. It helps if you start with if you make a sound first, then flap your tongue over the part where you do the retroflex D. So you go da, now you go ra, 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 ra. Okay? That is that retroflex R. And we do have an aspirated version of that. Hindi speakers already know this. But notice, for me, I started with Urdu, Hindi speakers. So for me, I thought of these as the same letter, just one is retroflex and one is dental. But in Hindi, they're totally different letters. So you don't think of them as the same. And Kashmiri speakers, just so you know, that retroflex R is not a D, okay? You always think it is, and it's not. Okay, it's a retroflex R. Urdu. So we're going to now do. Keep using this one. We're going to now do a retroflex R with aspiration. Okay, notice that ha is not connected to the R. Here it is in Hindi. Urda, urha, urha. We actually use this a lot. So when I talk about studying, I say, and I'm going to write it in Devanagari first. Parta, 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 parta. This is a retroflex R aspirated. It means to study. So, sorry. And in Hindi, it's like this. Here's that P. Here's my retroflex R. Notice I put that mark right above the R. Here's my choti hai. But that choti hai is going to connect with the T into the A. Par, ta. This is A. The A is also like the R, an ending vowel. It does not connect with anything else. Okay? It ends. So par, ta. Par, ta. All right? So that is to study. And it's hard to say, and you'll have to listen to people say it. They usually don't actually go ha in it. They go parta, parta. Almost like, sounds like another word. Parta, parta, which in Urdu would look like this. That's a totally different word. This is a verb that means to manage to or to put. I think put or place or keep. Parta. I think to put. But it usually at the end of things it will be to manage. Zindagi tere rangon se rangadari na ho pai. If you've ever seen Lucknow, what is it? Lucknow Jail? There's a song Rangadari. They say pai, which is a form of no, that's paRhnaa. I'm going to cut this out. Sorry. So it's parta for study. And this is how it looks in Urdu. I know this might be confusing because you don't know Urdu yet, but for Hindi speakers, you will know what I'm talking about. All right? Okay, now we have one more, which is, actually we have two more. You're going to learn another S or a J, okay? Same R shape with a dot on top. What is this? It's a Z. Remember I showed you last time that there are three Z's. This one, Z, the one we learned last time, that's the D shape, and then this that we haven't learned yet, Z. These are all, they're just Z. Then there's one more which is not used very much. This is used more in Arabic, I think, but in Urdu it's a ja, like, what do we use ja? In French they use this a lot, a ja. So we're going to do this, Z-H, ja. And there's not a Hindi one for this. This is a totally different letter. It's not in Devanagari. So there you go. Those are your ras. Now, if you look at the book, you will notice that the R, when it's typed, looks somewhat like the D. They write it more like this. Again, how do they do it? Yeah. Almost like this. And it's really, it can be confusing. It can look like this D. Okay? So you're going to have to notice, if you get the book, you'll see them used and you'll start to get a hang of it. But depending on what font, sorry, let me shut this. Depending on what font of Urdu, usually it's Nastaliq style, which is what I write in. Handwritten looks a little bit different from when you see it in type, and it can get confusing. So you'll have to kind of look at the book and you'll see how it's written, but you'll also see how I handwrite it. Okay? All right, that's all I have. I will see you next time. I hope you're enjoying this. If you know anyone that's also learning in Urdu, make sure to share this with them, okay? Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe, and talk to me here in the comments or at RJK English on Facebook. All right, see you.